Judge, it's a judge. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. We kind of pride ourselves on, well, it's actually 9:01, but it took a little while to get everything turned on this morning. And I'd like to welcome everybody to Logan County Fiscal Court. And before we call it to order every time, we have a word of prayer. And with that being said, I know I got confronted with one situation this morning, and I don't want to call that out, but anyhow, one of our employees, and then we have one of our employees that his daughter passed away last night, and that was Larry No. I don't know if many of you know Larry No works for us, but he works for us over at the Justice Center. He's been over a total of probably 3 or 4 years, and his daughter passed away last night, so need to remember that family. And with that being said, if y'all bow your heads, I'll just go ahead and do a word of prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we come to you this morning just thankful, Lord, just for each and everything that you do for us. And Lord, your word says, Lord, if we will humble ourselves and pray and seek your face, that you will hear us and you will heal our land. And Lord, we're dependent on that. We just pray for this great nation, that this great nation will come back together with the Holy Spirit, that, Lord, that we want to worship you and do what's right in your sight and not in the sight of man. Now, Lord, we ask you to be at this court meeting this morning. We thank you that you've had your hand upon us all this time, and Lord, we're just asking for that again, that the decisions we make today are pleasing in your sight. Now, Lord, we don't want to lift up the people in our community that's hurting. And we've had a couple of employee situations that have been brought to us this morning, and Lord, we just pray for peace and comfort for those families. And Lord, the number one thing is that they seek you too. So Lord, just let them know that you're there with them. Now Lord, again, we just love you, and we ask forgiveness for our sins. In Christ's name we pray this prayer. Amen. Thomas, you want to lead us in the pledge to the flag and call the meeting to order?
Sure, we have to do. Attention, salute, pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we get started this morning, I've got a few things we need to add to the agenda. There's 3 things that we'll take up during the elected officials. The first one will be discussing the appointment of a reapportionment committee. Every year when they do the census, the committee has to be looked at, and we have to reapportionate the county according to, and get each district as equal as we can. And we'll be doing that during elected officials. Also in elected officials, the court needs to acknowledge the Logan County Sheriff's I've done a bad job writing this down, 2020 franchise settlement. And then we'll also need to acknowledge the 2020 property tax and mineral settlement pending final audit. And y'all should have them in your folders. So those 3 things need to be added to the agenda.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second to add these to the agenda. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crosley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, first item of business this morning is to approve the minutes from the last court meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
Okay, is there any questions by anybody? We had a motion and a second. Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright. Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, we got a couple of guests with us this morning, and from Brad this morning, we got Casey Bunch here with us. We've been having meetings, kind of doing community strategic planning. And Casey, if you want to come up front and introduce yourself and your title, and tell us what you got to say.
Yeah, thank you, Judge Chick. I've got some handouts here. Should I do them out now, or do you want me to?
You can take that mask off where they can understand you a little bit better.
I was fixing to tell you, I can't hear good. I'm halfway reads lips.
You might pull that, you might make sure that microphone's where,
Is that any better?
I think that's better.
There you go.
Thank you.
We've got people watching you all from home and other places, so.
I've got some handouts here. Do you want me to wait, or you want me to hand them out now?
Well, you can hand them out now
Okay.
if you're gonna roll.
I'll hand them out for you.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I've got some extra copies for guests set up too as well. But good morning, thank you all for having me today. My name is Casey Bunch. I'm the resiliency planner at the Bear River Area Development District. In response to COVID-19, Brad has taken a more holistic approach to strategic planning in our 10-county region by creating the community strategic planning process. This process revolves around incorporating both hazard mitigation and community resiliency practices into your community's current plans, making the community plans more resilient and actionable. The end goal is to have a practical strategic plan for the county that will also feed into larger regional plans to be able to leverage local resources. The Logan County Steering Committee meets the second Wednesday at 9 a.m. each month to continue the countywide community strategic planning process. The next meeting is going to be held June 9th, so tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. via Zoom. We're hoping to transition to in-person meetings, but for right now, we're going to continue with Zoom in Logan County. Those interested in getting involved should contact Judge Chick or our Community Economic Development staff at Brad. We can be reached at our email at planning@brad.org or by our phone number 270-781-2381. You can also find more information about the strategic planning process on our website, planning.brad.org. All that information to contact us is on that first page in the orange bar to the bottom right. Is there any questions I can answer at this time? That may be a new thing for you all to hear about the strategic planning process. But right now we're at the point to go ahead and start creating goals for Logan County. Like I said, we are still virtually, meeting virtually. You can find the Zoom link on our website, or I will be happy to personally give it to you all. But I can't think of it at the top of my head.
Okay, we have this meeting every Wednesday after our lead and IDA meeting, and in a lot of cases, the mayors are there, myself, Thomas has been there, and then we got a Chamber of Commerce, and I think we got some people at other location looking too, at maybe the library. And so this meeting will be at 9 o'clock in the morning, if any of you want to come to the lead office. I know Paul's been there. We've had a road person there, and the city's had their, I guess, public utility person there, and the ambulance service has been there. So that meeting again is at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and this has been going on for several months, I guess since January.
Yep, January, February.
And it's all about basically rebuilding your community if something drastic was to happen, and having a plan out there. So any of you that's willing to come or wants to come, you're certainly welcome. Okay?
All right. Thank you all very
Appreciate
much.
you coming.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. And you feel free to leave or go or stay or whatever you want to do. Okay? Okay, we got Jen this morning here from the city of Russellville. We're requesting our park money that we set aside in the budget.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'm here for Kenny. He wasn't able to be here, so they're just wanting, usually every year, y'all give money for the budget. This year, they're wanting to do some upgrades to the tennis courts, the upper tennis courts at the park. They're looking at it being close to $60,000, so they're just requesting $25,000 to help go towards that renovation of those courts.
What was,
Okay, if we make a motion to do this, you know what I'm talking about, y'all need to allow us to make payment also at the next court meeting. Get it in this year's budget.
I'm drawing a blank. What was the request last year? Do you remember?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think usually it's about the same amount.
I think
every
it-
year.
No, I mean,
I
what
think
was the
last
project
year-
for
I know
last
they
year?
got some swing sets. They put them up, a handicap swing set for a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
And I know they got some basketball goals. They've not been able to put them up. We're kind of low on employees right now. We've had a couple, one quit, one move over to cemetery to take place. And so last year they weren't able to get jail help, which helps a lot at the cemetery. So we kind of had to do double duty from the parks, and our employees had to help at the cemeteries as well. But that's, you know, a project that they're intended on doing.
Okay.
And I think you're right. I think the request was to do a little grading and some earthwork and different things for the
Yeah,
new
it may have been the
swing set.
irrigation. I know they're having that done sometime, I know within the next month. I don't know if that's what it was last year. I'm not positive.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. I'll be willing to do it again this year. I guess as long as it's done by June 30th of next year. You know, I really wouldn't like for it to carry over, but
Well, I'm to approve the $25,000 request and allow the judge's office to pay it before the next court meeting,
At the next court meeting.
at the next court meeting.
And what we'll do, we'll just write the check and mail it to the city.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second? Okay, a second by Barry. Is there any questions? This is what we put in the budget for that park, for improvements. So, any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, well, tell us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for coming, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay, next item of business is to pay the bills, and we also got a supplemental bill list again.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve payment of the bill list and the supplemental bill list. Is there any questions?
On that supplemental bill list, that $9,730, is that a printer? Was that a new, it says software management, what was that? Oh, something for your office? Cool. So it's just a one-time fee? Gotcha. Yeah.
For the scan in those documents.
Okay, is there any other question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. I forgot to mention, y'all, Casey's husband works for Houchins. And she brought me this book on Houchins, A Portfolio for Success, the story of Houchins industry, and I really appreciated that, you know, working for them 30 years plus. So, yeah, it's good. I meant to thank her publicly. Maybe somebody will say something to her. Okay, next item of business is treasurer report.
Good morning.
In your folders, we have the financial statement ending May 31st, 2021. The balance in the general fund was $2,202,948.27. Road fund, $435,241.51. Jail fund, $209,874.08. LGEA, $93,703.47. Federal grants, $54.61. Solid waste, $565,504. Occupational tax, $6,894,277.77. Life skills, $153,933.87. 911, $90,886.10. Health insurance fund, $383,712.03. ARPA fund, $2,632,134.49, and special reserve, $4,181,991.84, for a total of all funds, $17,843,722.04.
Okay, we need to get this knowledge.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second. Knowledge the treasurer's report. Question.
The health insurance, I noticed it's not much transactions per month. Is that about to get worked out, or?
It is, we have, right now, I have 2 check registers that total around $30,000, so they're starting to pick back up and roll on again.
Okay. It's all going on smoothly now.
Yes.
Great.
Awesome.
Okay, any other question? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
You also have a list of budget transfers in your folders that we need to get approved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on the budget transfers. Question. Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
And today I have one cash transfer for you. We need to transfer $25,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the LGEA fund.
Motion to approve.
Okay, got a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Okay, got a second. Question. Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
And that's all I have for you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Amanda. Okay, road work request, Tyler.
District 1, Paul, I know we've talked about this before, Slim Collins Road. Like to see what we can do to get that widened as much as we can for, I mean, I know step 1 we did, we got the bridge to support a wider road. But if we could work on that, I'd appreciate it, and so would all the people that's living out there. They've had more and more houses have been built out there, and it's a pretty narrow road, so. But that's all I got, other than continued maintenance. Appreciate it.
Everything good, appreciate what you're doing. If you can, keep an eye on that Memorial Road. It's tough. Coming on the edges.
thank you, appreciate all the hard work. Looks like it, widen that out there by following up and put gravel in the center, see how that works. Like,
District 4, had a request on LB Johnson, the edges are starting to crumble, maybe do some shoulder work out there. And then, on Goodman Road, when you drop off the hill, that first little culvert, the water really done some eating up under the road right there. And then when y'all get done with the first round of bush hogging, do you bring the side mower out? Because I've had 2 requests on trimming the sides of Lewisburg Edwards. And, okay. Yeah, no, that's cool. Gets bushy. Everything else looks good. Thank y'all for all y'all's hard work.
Yes, sir. Everything's good, Paul, thanks.
Everything about what you were asking about.
District 6, continue maintenance, thanks for everything, Paul.
Okay, y'all heard the road work requests. Is there any questions? Do we have a motion?
make a motion that we approve the road work request as presented.
Okay, got a motion, second by Jack. Questions? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Thanks for doing that, putting that in
Thanks for knowing about it.
Go back to his record. Thank you.
Okay, elected officials, I don't think Mary is here this morning, so we'll go on to, and field and training this morning. So, we'll go on to, the county clerk.
Morning.
First off, I need to get the May fee report, acknowledge, please.
So moved.
Okay, I've got a motion second to acknowledge the county clerk's fee report. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
I'd like to talk about, the judge added the line item, or the item onto the agenda about the reapportionment committee. Just real quick for the new members, the reapportionment committee is part of the Constitution that says every 10 years when the census is done in your county, that the board, the committee that's formed through the fiscal court shall look at the census block numbers in each district and make sure that everyone's represented properly. And that is 10% plus or minus. So it has, that's an equal number for all of the districts. So, and each 10 years, the fiscal court has to appoint a committee. And this year is a little unique in that normally we would be working on it officially in this year, but because of COVID, the numbers are going to come in a little later, and the legislature put a law in place that put it off to next year. I had a meeting with the state board a few weeks ago, and of course in our ad district, the Barren River district, they do the work for us. We contract to the Brad district to do the work on the GIS side, because they have all the maps and they'll have all the census blocks dumped into their computer system, and they can better do that. So we contracted them. This committee is they're a voting member. There's 3 members that will need to be on this committee. I'm on the committee, but I'm a non-voting member. So I just wanted to give that little bit of an explanation. What the state board is recommending is that the counties can get started in August, September, just to get a little bit of the work ahead that we're going to be doing but we can't officially vote on it in the fiscal court until after next year. So I just wanted you guys to be up, we don't want to wait till the last minute, because number one, we got a county election going on, and we got to change those names within the system once we approve it here from the board's recommendation. So, I had talked with the judge, and I would like to get started, so sometime in August, September, and so we need to go ahead and get the committee formed. I've got 3 names that I'd like to give to the court to work on this committee. I picked one from the north, Warren Stewart. Mr. Stewart worked on the committee last tenure in 2010, so he'll be familiar with it. And then I picked Clarence Gamble, which will represent kind of here in the center, and then Paula Timberlake from the Auburn area. So I'd like to present those 3 names to the fiscal court. Ask for a motion on that board.
I'll make it.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion second for Clarence Gamble, Warren Stewart, and Paula Timberlake.
And they have all agreed to be on this.
And so I think it's a good group of people. I don't think there's a question about that, so.
Question, Scotty, of course, I'm in favor of all 3 of them, but do you have to consider political party when you're making those appointments?
That is taken care of in that. There is representation of both parties
Okay.
within those 3 members. There's 2 of one and 1 of another, so they are represented. Yes, sir.
I was just
Yes,
curious.
so that was one of the things that we took into consideration.
Okay, is there any question by the court? I don't know if any of you was on the court other than Thomas when we did that the last time, but basically what they'll do, they'll present the fiscal court later the maps of the magisterial districts, and with the state doing what they did, and this happened last time, if you remember, Thomas. It kind of held up everybody filing for office, election, all that stuff, but now this time you will file in the district you're already in for this election. Now, possibly it could affect the next election some, but by where most of you live, I don't see that being an issue. The last time we had to do a lot of extra work to keep the master in his district. So anyhow, if that's any kind of explanation. Okay, is everybody prepared to vote now? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Golden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Now I got a question. I just thought, if we wanted to go like, I don't mean to kick nobody off, but I meant like, well, Jack told me he's gonna retire this time. But could we go 5 magistrates if we wanted to? And,
Yes, you could. There used to be 8 magistrates in Logan County. Used to be 8 magistrates in Logan County, and then there went to
Okay.
6.
one reason I said it, I talked to some magistrates, there ain't but 5 of them, you know. And I just wondered, could we if we wanted to?
Well, I don't know what that process would be. I'd have to talk to Joe, but
Of course, I realized we did, everybody else's district would change a little in order to cover it all.
yeah. But right now, we got it's set up as 6,
Right.
and
I just asked the question, I'm not,
And of course, your school boards, it's also the time for your school boards to change their lines also for representation. So every 10 years, that's when everybody does that.
as a matter of fact, the state representative and the state senator's district could change.
Of course, and we, just so you understand, we do the reapportionment part first, and then we send it to Legislative Research, LRC at Frankfurt, and then the senators and House members, that's when Judge was talking about a delay in 2010, that's when they get into redistricting, and then that's when you can have your Senate and House lines changed, which they did last time. It took 2 years to go through those lawsuits.
And then also the U.S. Congressman will change.
U.S. Congress.
Thanks.
Okay, Steve?
Morning, morning, I brought notes.
Man,
You want your fee report first then, before you get the chief on that?
Nah, I just start out with getting the main fee report acknowledged.
So moved.
second.
Okay, got a motion, second by Tyler, on the sheriff fee report. Any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, first item will be the franchise settlement there.
Do you want to do that now, or?
Yeah, we'll do it during elected
Yeah.
official.
Just like to acknowledge the 2020 franchise settlement.
So moved.
I didn't hear what we doing.
Franchise settlement, we're finishing up our franchises and tax settlements and things.
I hope this long paper.
It's the big papers in
It's
the
that
back.
big paper.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
I didn't hear it.
I'll second.
I thought we had a motion, but,
Yeah, we did. Jason did.
Everything in balance.
Yes, came out very good. We're still pending the final audit, but they're down there this week finishing
okay, is there any other question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
that. And
Okay.
also acknowledge the 2020 property tax mineral settlement pending final audit.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second for the 2020 tax settlement.
Likewise, everyone.
Yes, very, very impressed, very good. Numbers balanced very well.
There's a lot of numbers.
Yes, it's
nothing to me.
Right, yeah, no,
I heard all.
we were under $1.
Beautiful.
So that was, we were very happy with that.
Oh, good job. It's a lot of money.
It is a lot. I have to give credit to Samantha and Lindsay up front for doing that. And, you know, they come to me and we sit down and work through things. The auditors have been really good of giving advice and suggestions. We're trying to make things better each time they come back.
Okay, any other question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
The other thing I wanted to kind of bring up and see, it doesn't look like the second cruiser is going to come in before basically the end of this budget. So, the way I understand, the cars are built and made, and waiting on computer chips for hundreds of other vehicles as well. So, wasn't sure what Corps wanted to do. I do have some other needs, and I found some 2018 Chargers with 54,000 miles that would make good detectives cars, or even maybe school resource cars. But I wasn't sure what the court wanted to do with that remaining money in that line item.
We,
I can take the car out that's pending out of next year's budget, which is fine, and I can go move forward with these two vehicles, or you just want
How many miles they got on them?
54. They're 2018s, all wheels. They're Missouri Highway Patrol cars. They're very good cars. So I didn't know.
And so you had ordered two, and one's going to come in, you think?
We've already got one, and it's on the road. The second car that we ordered is probably not going to be in until after July. They're not even really sure.
And you can cancel it?
We can, but I mean, I was just gonna keep it
it.
there, and I can take it out of next year's money, or I can use what's left in this line item for those two vehicles, or we can, whatever the court.
How much are those 2018s?
They are $18.50. 18,950, I believe, actually, it was.
So
Yeah.
38. So
Okay,
you've got
Have
38.
you got any more quotes other than those two?
Yeah, those are easy, yeah.
The reason I was asking, of course, you know, I've get quotes on it.
Oh, yeah.
One thing, Steve, and I'm just looking forward, you know what I'm talking about, you know, we ain't got one more court meeting to make a payment. And we'll probably have to look at the budget on, if we don't do this, on carrying that money over to next year's budget.
Well, that's why I wanted
We
to
was
bring it up
expecting,
today.
we was expecting it to be spent, you know what I'm talking about, but that would be a change that we would make in the office and request that the court go along with the change, because we ordered this car, or approved this car, you know
Well,
what I'm
I
talking
still plan on moving forward with
Yeah.
that, so I mean, my
And,
question is,
But it'd be according to what budget is paid for.
you know, I have the money in the line item right now to purchase these other two, and then still purchase the one that's on order out of next year's budget.
I say whatever's best and safest for your fleet. Do you have some cars that are it's not safe?
My overall project when I came in was to replace a lot of cars, and I have 5 left. 2 detectives and 2 SROs, and then a supervisor's car, which is at 200,000 on it. It's not a road, driven deputy patrol vehicle, but it's got 200,000. We just actually spent a little money to fix the brake system on it. So yes, I have, SROs are 140 to 150,000 mile vehicles. They do secondary patrol duties when school's not in session. So I would like to. My plan is to upgrade those now, next budget, But if I could take this money and upgrade those SROs or detectives, then I would finish out and the whole fleet would be upgraded next year.
And since you might do the 54,000 mile cars for SRO since
Right.
they're not on the road as
Right,
much.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, those cars with the SRO or even the detectives would last 4 or 5 years easy.
Okay.
And I'm saving probably $5,000 because I don't have to spend as much equipment on them. Some of the equipment will be recycled in, so there's a big cost savings
Yeah.
by using those vehicles for SROs.
Well, I think I think the 54,000 mile car is a perfect situation for an SRO car.
Right.
I mean, really. So I think if you need to go ahead and get those replaced with the 54,000 mile car, I'd go ahead and do it. But
Yeah, and that's I feel very comfortable with that, and they need replacing, and I think it's just prime opportunity. And then next year I'll be able to finish out the cars, and the whole fleet will be totally updated with all-wheel drive, newer model vehicles, and which we've already seen some cost savings from the newer vehicles, but this will finish it out.
I've got a question I thought about, because I don't know. If a motor blows one of them, it's totally blown, do you have, money to get another motor, get that overhauled, or do you have to come to court or what?
No, I mean, we can use that money from the maintenance garage budget line item to, that falls under repairs.
Okay, since I've been on the court, I didn't know.
Yeah, we just rebuilt the top end on one because, it had some good miles of life left in it and it was worth doing, so, we try not to do that too much. Hopefully when we're just about done updating the fleet, we shouldn't have to worry about that.
Okay,
But you never know.
you feel like these are the two out of everything you've looked at and got quotes on?
Oh, yeah, the rest of the vehicles I found are 80 to 75,000 miles. There's no comparison. Missouri Highway Patrol is they take care of the cars, and when you buy them, they put 4 new tires on them, change all the fluids, and it's ready to rock, so. Those are the best cars you can buy, used. 54,000 miles, we're just getting broke in, actually.
Well, we've done it both ways and had success both ways. So if you're comfortable with the car and being in the situation we're in, and the judge says it works out with the budget, as long as we stay committed to purchasing that car when it becomes available.
Oh,
I have no
absolutely,
problem with
yes,
that.
yeah.
And if you want to move forward and see your budget and and it works out with the judge, I have no problem. We've had success with those 54,000.
Yeah, for those specific duties, SROs or detectives, you're saving $5,000.
You need to get that quote.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
I can get two. I have two.
We'll have to quote, each car separate,
Yeah.
like we're buying this car and then we're buying this car. If not, we're crossing the $30,000.
You want that in the form of a motion to let him do that?
Yeah,
So I'll put that in form of a motion, let the sheriff work with, obtaining 2 quotes on some used, patrol cars, whatever they're called,
Yeah, I think we're supposed to use patrol vehicles.
patrol vehicles. And, get a couple of quotes on each one of those and, move forward on purchasing them, as long as they don't exceed $19,000. $19,000 a piece.
So I'll second that motion.
That way you don't have to wait till next court meeting.
Yeah, if we can get that approved today, or we can go ahead and let them know that we're committed to buying them.
okay, well, like I said, we'll have to treat each one of them separate.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I'm talking about, and do you
Two
wanna,
cars, quotes for
there's
two
a,
cars, $19,000 each.
Correct.
And you move forward with purchase.
Okay, and
We can't combine them together, we can't cut one check, we've gotta.
Yeah, we'll have 2 separate checks.
2 checks.
it'd have to be 2 different transactions, is what I'm trying to say. And, did you put in the motion to allow the checks to be written?
Yes, and allow checks to be written coming out of the sheriff's patrol vehicle line.
Okay, did we have a second?
Second.
Second by Tyler. Questions? Let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
All right, I greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I think that's all elected officials, department head, Ginger.
Good morning.
Wilson has completed the work down at the Lewisburg site and worked on the pagers. I wanted to thank y'all for letting him do that. It seems to be working pretty good. And I'd just like for y'all to keep us in your prayers and think about us. We've got a lot going on down there. Don't want to go into a lot of detail in open court, but we do have a lot going on. Just want y'all to keep us all in your prayers.
Will do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, Nathan.
Good morning.
Morning.
Had a couple of sheets in your folders for you, the May litter pickups. For us this past time in May, we had 48 miles that were picked up, 524 bags, and 9 tires. And appreciate the jail crew and the litter pickup groups. We had a little community service as well. Some folks hopefully learning on their lesson, and we appreciate it. As far as the recycling, that was also in your folders. We had 20 cardboard bales and a load of each of plastic and metal that we took off. Jason asked about the truck out there, the trailer, when it'll be full, and Tim texted me back, it should be about the end of next week.
Cool.
So we are taking in a little bit more and looking to get started with working with selling our own stuff very shortly. So looking forward to that. And I just wanted to mention too, I'm getting some calls about the tire collection as well that we're having, and just kind of as a reminder, it's the end of July, 29th, 30th, and 31st. And it'll be a full day the Thursday and Friday, and then a half day on that Saturday. As far as the location goes, appreciated Joe working on an agreement for us. And I don't want to announce where that is just yet. I want to make sure all my I's are dotted and T's crossed, so to speak. But we do have a location that we're looking at unless something really strange happens. So we're looking forward to hopefully taking a lot of tires and bring as many tires as you want, and pretty much any type of tire you want. So looking forward to getting those out of the county. And before I step away here, I want to say this. Sometimes one in one's life finds that their life is full of junk. And I've had somebody over time to help me with that junk. And that's Paul. And he'll clean up our life and in the solid waste. And for this office, he has been definitely a blessing over the years. And I may not be supposed to say this, but he's stepping away pretty soon from those duties. And I just want to say I appreciate Paul and all that he's done for me.
Amen.
So, were there any questions?
You did say you could bring the car in, it's still on the rim, did you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You sure can. Sure can. They'll sure take those. Have a separate file for me.
Can Robert Earl get rid of his tractor tires?
He can get rid of all his tractor tires and anything else.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's July 1.
The track cars ain't on the rim, but I got something on
Yeah.
that.
The 29th, 30th, and 31st. It'll be in July. The last month. The
And
last,
it's gonna be blurred now.
I don't want to announce that because I don't want it to get out yet and something fall through. So let me tell you, if I can tell you,
Closer to time.
I've got about 90% it's going to work out just fine, but I don't want to say that because, see, I announced the date before and it got out and it was wrong, and I don't want to do that. So,
I got you, we got plenty of time, I just thought it
yeah,
was
but yeah, we're getting an agreement together with the county attorney just to make sure everything's good, and so once that's done, we'll sure be glad to put that out, and I'll let you know anyway.
We definitely can't take them a day early.
Yeah,
I figured you already, I didn't know.
and usually the time, and again, this is not set in stone, but we've had the time when I did it last time, 8 to 3 on a Thursday and Friday, and 8 to noon on a Saturday. That's what we did. So, nothing else. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.
All right, Paul, you got anything?
Yeah, as y'all have heard, my time's getting a little short as supervisor, so y'all have to be leaning on the judge and Kelly, right smart, so I'll be working abbreviated hours the next month or two, so I would like to ask the court that I would be able to keep my phone number. I have to ask that to the court. That's a problem.
I don't see no problem with it.
No.
Is that a problem?
Do you need us to?
I talked to Paul about it yesterday, as long as he's willing to be courteous and kind till people find out we got a new number.
He gonna have plenty of time to talk to him. He gonna have plenty of time to talk to him.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know him to know what he's doing.
Yeah. And it might not work out, but don't.
No, I mean, we've done that before, so I mean, you can't, I mean, I'm good with it. Do you need us to vote on that?
Yeah, we'll need I have a motion to allow him to keep that number.
Okay, I'll make that motion to allow Paul to keep the cell phone number he has.
You might ought to state the
And,
number.
Second.
That's 270-542-9111.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay, got a motion, second question.
Paul, I appreciate everything that you've done for me in my district, man. You've been great, and thank you, and congratulations. And
We know his number.
we know your number now. We still know your number, big dog.
Well, I appreciate the judge giving me an opportunity, and appreciate all the department heads, Scotty, and different ones. Bastards, it's helped my job be a lot easier. So,
When did you go out now, when your last day?
last day of July is my last officially.
Last day of July.
He's gonna help unload the tires before he leaves.
Don't count on
I
it.
don't want to see him at all.
Best of luck, Lee. Bob.
Thank y'all,
Good work.
and appreciate Ginger, wherever she can take,
She-
please take me off that list. Emergency list.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, we need to have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Bosley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Holden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, ambulance service, got anything to?
Okay, did we get
to roll his ambulance over to the next budget? Did y'all set that up, his truck, since it's not gonna be delivered this year?
Well, that'd be one of the things that we'll bring probably to court, for a last reading budget change.
Okay.
And if you remember, Barry, in the past, sometimes the carryover changes, different things change.
I just want to make sure.
And next court meeting, we might be transferring more money to keep from doing some of that. You know what I'm talking about, So I just want the court to realize, that there will be some changes because we got, supposedly got an ambulance setting up at the Kentucky Speedway.
Yeah, part of it anyway.
And at least the chassis and the body, truck body, supposedly sitting at Kentucky Speedway waiting on that little chip that we was talking about up for that police car. And so hopefully we'll be able to get that. And right now we're struggling, and hopefully there's some hope there that we'll be able to keep one $10,000 grant that was up, because we weren't able to spend it this year. But I've got John working on it, and he's on that board. And we gave him proof that the court voted to purchase the ambulance, and the remount. And supposedly they'll let us keep that. So, but that's due to COVID and being able to get supplies. Okay, I think that's all the department heads. Judges' announcements. If y'all remember, it's been several months ago, and I knew it would be drug out some. We're having a public hearing at 10 o'clock on June the 18th, dealing with the CDBG/CV grant. If y'all remember us agreeing to apply for that grant, this is part of the process, is having that public meeting at 10 o'clock on June the 18th. So if any of you want to come to that, and that's for assistance and utilities and things that we agreed to go through community action on. The next announcement, the 35th Annual Kentucky Judges Association and Masters Association Joint Summer Conference is on June the 15th through June the 17th at Griffin Gate Marriott in Lexington. And one thing I want to remind every one of you that's going, there's a lot of construction on I-65 right in the Bowling Green area. You might want to avoid that and maybe take Western Kentucky Parkway through Morgantown. So it's whatever you want to do, but I know they got to shut down one lane in a lot of places. And that's on I-65, that's not on 165. The Logan County Fair is scheduled for June the 21st through the 26th. And the Logan County Chamber of Commerce Annual Dinner will be on June the 29th at the Extension Office at 5:30 p.m. Is there anything that, I think a Durable Fire Department's having something this weekend. I don't know exactly what it is, but they're having some kind of fundraiser to rebuild their old antique fire truck, understanding I've got. And that'll be this coming Friday and Saturday. Anything else that somebody knows about that I don't know about? And I know there's a lot of things out there. We just can't list them all. Okay, reports. And Tyler, Thomas can tune in anytime you want to. We had a meeting over, with the American Rescue Recovery money. We've going to take an item of business here in a few minutes, dealing with that American Rescue money. And we pretty well determined some kind of a spending plan that maybe we'll be able to present at the next court meeting. We probably need to get together one more time on how Logan County's intent to use that money. So, and basically, there are just a few things that can be used for, and most of it's infrastructure.
I have a couple of reports, Judge. So, good set on the ARPA money, still meeting on that. I did see an email the other day that the state is through ARPA money, but it's the ARPA money that came to the state, that the state is divvying out to the counties. And Logan County, the state is slated for about $954,000 for water projects. So I saw that the other day. I guess that's good news. So if y'all can let y'all's water districts know that there's money there, how that works, how the application is. It did not state, but it did already have the state's. I think it was $316 million was the total, and it showed every county what they would be giving. Y'all got the email too, I'm sure.
Do you think that might be to where the different water districts can request the money from the county for a specific project?
I think you're going straight to the state with this.
Okay.
I don't believe it's ever coming. It did not say.
So it's allotted for the county, but the water departments or districts. Okay.
So you need to look into that. That came out in the email. I'm sure I got the copy. I'll forward it to you. But I was thinking about the mayor up here, or maybe it wasn't this meeting, but another meeting. I mean, the man's looking for $20,000 to paint a water tower. You know, I mean, this is what it's for. So be sure that your mayors and your water districts and Logan Todd knows about it. Because there's $954,000 there. And we don't want to lose.
I agree with you, Thomas, and that was, when we met, that was the reason that we couldn't put a certain amount of dollars in. And I think that there's going to be also some money out there for internet. You know what I'm talking about, for broadband.
This is available, so you can apply now for this, according to that email that came out. It's there, available, and passed legislation here a while back, and funds are there. So, anyhow, every water district we have use the money. The other thing I want to report on, I do a poor job, I just forget about it, but, time to time, I should be reporting on the airport. It's in my district. Y'all know that I'm a big advocate of the airport for multiple reasons. One, it's in my district. Two, I'm a firm believer it's the most important paved mile that we have in our community. You'd just be surprised what all goes through that airport. My brother was a pilot, and it was close to home. But yeah, they have a lot of things going on. They're looking at extending the runway. They're trying to get to that. I think it's 4,800 feet or 5,000 feet. I think they're like 500 or 600 or 700 feet of having that achieved. When that does, that just allows for the next size airplane to come in, legally to land there. So, that's in the plans. They are working on that. They've been doing some fencing. They're applying for grants for a new hangar out there. They have just recently remodeled and upgraded a hangar. I don't know if anybody's been out there recently, but it's worth a trip out there. They'd love to show it to you. There's some really nice planes. RV is working on, I think July is when that application is due, but he's actually applied for a charter service. They've applied a Gulfstream, so if you're familiar with planes, a Gulfstream is a really nice airplane, and they're going to be chartering there out of Logan County, so that's going to be a service that they're going to be doing, and just a lot going on out there. Go out there and take a look sometime. They plan on having airport days this summer. They weren't able to do it last summer, but sometime hopefully August, September, they're thinking we'll be able to do that and have the community out for airport days. But if you have a chance, just go out there. A lot of fuel purchase, a lot of traffic. That's what keeps kind of money rolling for them. Is they keep the traffic going and sell fuel. They kind of have a little money to operate on. That's where they make their money. Obviously, the contributions that the city and the county make to it, but and federal grants, and state grants, but federal grants being the biggest one. helps them a lot, but as far as their day-to-day operations, they need to sell fuel, and traffic is what dictates that. So all these things going on is what's really helping them out. They've got quite a bit of traffic, so they're selling quite a bit of fuel. So
You think they're planning on this next fiscal year extending the runway?
yeah, so that's above my understanding, but that's been in the works for several years. They have to go through, they extended the runway towards the west, I guess you would say, northwest, about 2 or 3 years ago, if y'all remember. Now they need to extend 500 or 600 feet towards the east.
I think it's 500 feet.
500 feet, about 500 feet to the east, and they will have it. But to do the next 500 feet, they have to purchase some land.
That's what I was asking.
Right. And my understanding is the landowner is agreeable to sell the land that's needed. And it's not that they don't have 500 feet to extend the runway, but it gets too close to the property line, and you have to have clearance and all that. That's what I want. So that's going to take a little bit of doing and getting approvals. And my understanding is FFA has viewed the application, is pretty much told them you're good to do that.
Yeah, economically, that'd be great for the county. I mean, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
So what's our county contribution? Do you know what that is a year?
Our contribution is 19,000
A year?
a year. That's our
19,000.
19,000. But in that we got a grant match too, and I think it's somewhere around 29 to 31,000.
How did we come up with it? It was like 19, why couldn't it have been 20? I mean, how did you pick out? That's what I was wondering.
Well, I
probably
guess
started out.
that's my responsibility, not overspend the county's budget. and this,
There's another 1,000 that broke us.
well, I'm just, we, some years it's 34, 35,000.
I can't believe they have asked for
No, by the time you do the grant match and everything. And the 19,000, they hadn't asked for more there because it's sufficient, they've been able to run the airport.
That board's all volunteer, they have one paid administrative person that, I guess is the manager of the airport. It used to be RV, now it's, Miss Sobey, Cassie Sobey. She's been there for several years now, and I think she's been to court once. But anyhow, they didn't get to come last year. They usually come about once a year. Steve Dillay is chairman of the board. But anyhow, all those people volunteer. I don't know all the board directors. You got George Offit. You got the Smith board.
Yeah.
John Ray's son. I can't remember his first name.
John Keith? John Keith Smith?
Yeah. Phil's grandson.
Yeah. Colonel Humble used to be on it. Yeah, they're all volunteers. There's not a lot of payroll, administrative staff there, so he's out there running his business, so that.
To answer your question, when I first came into office, I think it was 9,000 or 10,000. And they requested, and the court granted the other 9, and there haven't been any requests since then.
Well, I look forward to hearing about the extending the runway.
It's nice up there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, they got a nice conference room, and
As long as it just keeps on growing.
yeah.
Well, I do a poor job reporting that, and I should have done it last year. They just felt like they didn't need to come up here for COVID, and I couldn't report for it. I just was thinking about it the other day. I'll mention reports next time.
All right, appreciate it.
It's not.
And
we go
I
to
checked-
several places, it's not that nice of an airport.
Yeah. I check with them in most years, just see, what they think about the funding, and, you know, they seem to be okay.
Well, and they come and ask for some electrical and stuff before,
Yeah.
in addition to, right?
Seems like we helped them with the bush hog.
When they get a federal grant,
Yeah.
like the last federal grant I remember us doing, the federal grant required that the local municipality, cost share 2%.
Yeah.
So we took 1% and the city.
Yeah, we split it with the
We
city.
got like, it was a crazy amount, like $6, $7, $8, $900,000. And we were out $19,000, $20,000. And the city of Russellville was at the same. So,
Yeah.
you know, they're pretty nice grants when they do that. Another good thing keeps us, on the radar is we're a real nice proximity for Fort Campbell. And FFA likes that, and our airport has agreements with Fort Campbell that they can use us for training and different things, and so that really helps.
Sure. You help on getting that federal grants.
Exactly.
Good deal.
Okay,
Appreciate your support.
anything else? If not, we set aside a time in court, at each court meeting, for citizen participation. I noticed we got a couple of citizens here this morning. Got Miss Janet Kemp here with us and Mike Humble. If either one of the two of you want to address the court, and I know Mike does, we ask that you come forward. You state some vicinity of the county you live in. We don't want your address, but in your situation, Miss Kemp, if you want to address us, you might say 10 Graham Road. Okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, Mike.
Brother Mike's Jerry still on the phone?
No, Jerry's not on board anymore. He moved over and he's pretty,
Okay.
he's still very active and stuff. Hadn't done that. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
District 1, I guess that's my magistrate.
Yes, sir.
All right, there you go. So, of course, I cover all over the county, seems like. But I'm here today talking about burden bearer chaplains, trying to request a little funding. Can I pass these out or something?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. These are just some little report about what Logan County burden bearers do. We have, let's see, I think it's 5 chaplains here in the county now that's active. We have 4 active at Todd County, and then we have some in Nelson County. But we're coming for the ones here in Logan County. These are the ones that we do. For a chaplain to go out on a call, we call it a call. We get paged out through the 911 page. And we was paged out 482 times in 2020. And we keep up with these records on the tracking thing that we have because we're a non-profit organization. It's actually our headquarters is Agape Service Foundation, which of course everybody knows about Agape. Should know about it here in the county. And we have do a lot of man hours. It's all volunteer agency. You know, we're volunteers. Our chaplains are volunteers. Agape usually backs funding of it when we don't have other funding. One of the biggest costs we have is insurance. We pay we pay insurance for our chaplains. We pay professional liability insurance. And that liabilities that we cover a lot of different categories. Because today it seems like everyone's going to sue about everything. So we're out in the public, we're with the public, we're with our first responders, and also we pay accident insurance for our chaplains in case they're on the scene, get hurt or something like that. A lot of different liabilities that we cover with insurance. And then we put people in hotel rooms. We'll be called out in the middle of the night. you know, paged out. They've got somebody they're dealing with. They have, you know, when you're, especially in the wintertime, when you're out there with somebody and they have no place to go, whatever the circumstance is. You know, I wonder sometimes, I ask people, how's everybody find Logan County, Kentucky? But it seems like a lot come through here, not only our local people as well. And some of our expenses is hotel room, usually executive inn, that's the cheapest one we find. Water and food for first responders, we try to take care of them as much as we can. Training is a big issue, which we're going to be doing training this year. It's going to cost us more because it's in South Carolina. Excuse me, I don't have a virus, I just got sinus. Had the shot a long time ago. We train we're not only chaplains with police and fire, but we're try to cover anybody in emergency services. Some of the trainings we do is police. It's called International Conference Police Chaplains. We're certified fire chaplains. We also are certified in crisis intervention. We do a lot of crisis intervention because of the trauma and the stress. So it's a lot of things we go through and people don't see in order to be a chaplain. And so usually we come to fiscal court and you all are gracious enough to give us some funding every time. I don't know if it came last year or not. I don't remember.
Well, I don't think you did. And
I don't
that's,
think I did last year. We try not to. We can help it. We don't ask for things. You know, we're there to serve, not to ask for stuff. But it does take funds to operate. And so anything you can share with us, we would certainly appreciate it.
Let me start. I'm not sure what's going on. Are you paid, or you work full-time, or you volunteer, or what?
Well, I'm with a ministry called Agape Service Foundation. And we do 3 or 4 different things in the community, several ministries. You may have heard of Toys for Tots in the years somewhere. And,
I can't hear you. Now, what are we doing? What are you doing?
okay, I'm a chaplain. Chaplain means somebody that is a minister to specific groups, like a hospital chaplain.
Sure, I got you.
I'm a jail chaplain as well over here. So we're chaplains with our fire and our police, mercy services, and we go through a lot of training to do that. In other words, we have to be certified and with International Conference Police Chaplains, which deals with all the different stresses and situations that policemen go through. We're certified fire chaplains. When we go through certification.
Is it more than all of your ministers? Is it more than one of you then?
Yes, sir. We have 5 active ones in Logan County right now.
Okay.
And we may be, not everybody be an ordained minister. They may be a layman that we train that is real active in their church. So we do that as well. So we train them in serving. We're here to serve our first responders. Dispatch, we're always in contact with dispatch. They go through a lot of trauma that people don't realize. They're the first ones to get the call.
Most of the chaplains, are they ministers in the church now? Are they retired?
No, they don't necessarily have to be a minister in the church. They are ministers. That's what they do. They minister to people. But they don't. Some of our ministers have been pastors in churches. Some of our chaplains. We don't try to recruit a lot of pastors because they're so busy. It's kind of hard to get them in the middle of the night or during the day or to make calls like we have to make. Like I worked at death yesterday. It took all morning, to be on the scene. And we'll go on a death call, and we'll serve the family a lot. We're with the families. And then we're also with our first responders, especially if it's a very bad scene, like you see with the EMS, with the wrecks they go through and the things that they have to deal with, and also our first responders, our police. And so, you know, we're trained in crisis intervention, how to keep them from getting post-traumatic stress disorders, things like that. So that's what we're available for, to do that.
I didn't want to put you on the spot, I just want to understand really the whole picture again.
Yeah, sure, it's kind of, it's a different, there's nobody in the state has an agency like we do. They have chaplains and some programs and different things, but we developed this since September 11th of 2001. I went to Ground Zero, and I came back and started chaplaincy service from that.
If I could ask you, Mike, this is kind of an open-ended question. What's a number that what would help you offset some of your costs? What would you need from the county as far as for helping y'all services? I think it's in the budget for $1,000.
Yeah.
Is that sufficient?
Well, that helps a lot, yeah. I mean, that covers a lot. And none of us are paid, well, I'm paid through our ministry, but I go prisons and jails and mission fields and everywhere else, but none of our chaplains are paid salaries, but to cover our insurances on everybody, and a lot of times they're called out like the hotel rooms. They're like, they give us $55, I think, a night that we pay. Different things that we do like that. Yeah, $1,000 goes a long way. And,
So all your chaplains, they're volunteers. They pay for their own fuel. They furnish their own vehicles.
yeah, they furnish their own vehicles, own fuel.
In
Yeah.
other words, the state calls you, at the jail,
He,
you ain't the jail.
they get dispatched from
You
EOC.
go to the jail, I mean, you can go down there and talk to somebody if they want to talk to anybody.
Well, yeah, I'm a chaplain at the jail. And,
Okay,
I have to go.
already
Yeah.
a chaplain in the jail.
Right, and we could send the chaplain down to the jail if we needed to. Actually, one of our chaplains is also a chaplain with me in the jail. And so, but, sometimes they'll call me, but it's not recorded there, that they say, Brother Mike, they call me Brother Mike, can you, we got this situation, can you help take this person to brass for us? You know, brass is where the females have to go when there's in trouble, or, you know, we work with that, and, or it might be they got a domestic and there's no place for this one person to go. Can you put them in a hotel for the night? And say, yeah, we'll put them up. You know, they have a kid with them or something. So, and we may transport somebody. We try to get people to transits out of town as quickly as possible. So that means that we can take them to Salvation Army in Bowling Green, we will. The Jesus Center would take our people during the day a lot of times, but at night they're not available. It's hard to get somebody.
Something like the rough cost of the training. If I was
Well,
fixing to go,
we're fixing to go to training right now. I've been in contact with the Drug Task Force and with Todd and I mentioned something to Steve. Our training would cost us probably $3,000 to $4,000. This particular training will cost us at least, well, since we're going to South Carolina, it's national training. It'll cost us probably $3,500 or maybe more. So that's just one training. We've been doing Zoom trainings a lot, you know, with the fire and stuff like that. But this is the one time we don't go to these trainings all the time like this.
okay, we got 1,000 in the budget.
Got 1,000 in the budget is what we got in the
and they
budget
didn't
now.
receive it last year.
Do what?
And we did not pay last year.
We didn't pay last year, but year before last, he came up here with a fairly decent request that the court granted. And I'm not against anything the court wants to do, but the thing about it is be consistent.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm talking about? If they were consistent, they would have that. Because we got that in next year's budget too.
You got 1,000 in next year's budget. Okay.
But Mike's right. No, I think one time it went 3 years without even coming to court.
Yeah. Well, personally, I think $1,000 is too low, and I think it's something you should come every year and ask for. And all of us greatly appreciate the work that y'all do and the volunteer hours that you put in. So I'm open for discussion on what the court would want to do. I'm good with it.
Well, Barry's trying to say we didn't pay the $1,000 last year, but the government now.
Well, he may have been saying maybe we could pay for the training.
That's what I was wondering,
Yeah.
if we could, if we're okay to pay for the training.
I'd be
I
okay
gotta
with it.
see if the judge can
Yeah.
twist his budget around.
Yeah.
He may work together.
He's chewing his bump up right now.
I'm fine with it, and then, you know.
Well, I put in a motion that we'll pay him $3,000 this year. That'll help them out from the $1,000 last year, and it'll help with training this year. And I'll put in a formal motion that we, and give them $3,000 for this year.
Awesome.
If the courts agree with that, and the judge agrees with that, he can find it.
Well, I'm not gonna go against God, that's for sure, but,
How much was the total? Like?
$3,000.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I don't agree.
it's a hard figure to put in the budget when it's not requested every year.
Right, absolutely.
You know what I'm talking about, you know. But the motion was given 3,000?
3,000, Sean, it
You got a second?
I got a second.
Yeah, Thomas.
Oh, he didn't say it? Okay.
Okay, we got a motion and seconds, any questions?
Is that okay, Brother Mike?
Oh, that's a blessing, I'm telling you. I'll try to come every year. It's,
We can't promise this every year.
I didn't say that.
We got people in there that don't want to pay the taxes that they'll get this year.
There you go, there you go. I don't think we can collect those taxes. We can wait for them.
Well, I just see firsthand that what great work you do. I mean, y'all come out on fire runs, I've been into one case where, it wasn't a good case, and, they were the first ones I called to sort of get worked through it as a blessing.
Thank you.
So it's, I appreciate what you do.
I agree, I just didn't know, that's the reason I questioned, I just didn't know.
Yes, sir.
This is my first term on the court.
Okay.
I just didn't really understand it, that's it.
Okay, well, let's have roll call and y'all confirm what you're saying.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Uh,
Holden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you, Brother Mike.
Okay, we'll move into new business this morning.
Judge, you mind if I said something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just in response to that, Brother Mike came out when I had an accident several years ago and doing what he was doing. I really appreciated that. It's a blessed ministry. And I was informed by concerned citizens back in the court back there, Scotty, I needed to say something else about our tire day. Warren County took in 80,000 tires in their tire event, and that's up quite a bit. And so I just want to remind you, we're still not certain about the inmate situation yet. And so I'm working with where we're contracting to have the tire event to get some help, but we may have to spend at least at a minimum several $100s to get some help. And so I just want to make y'all aware of that for making this tire day happen if we have to hire help.
Paul said he don't mind being an inmate right before he retires. That's what he told me. I don't know.
That's what I said, it's your line to the fire day.
And Chris, if you're watching, Chris Cooper, if you're watching out there, blame me for the messing up the date, not you. So that was my fault that we got the date wrong. So I just want to make y'all aware of that as far as the help. So thank you.
Paul said tired. He said he's
I
tired.
appreciate you trying to run some help with them guys too. If they have a little help, and then we have some help, it'll really, I think it'll make it a lot smoother.
Okay, we'll move on then to new business. The first thing on new business is to open the health services bid at the Logan County Detention Center. We did have 2 bidders. It's going to be my suggestion, since the jailer's in training, that we open these bids and then postpone the announcement on it to at least next court meeting.
Yeah, I'd like for the jailer to look at it.
Okay, the first bidder that I'm opening up is Western Kentucky Correctional Health Care. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get to a figure.
Okay.
You got full money, you got state, our river was big and fast, and all kinds of.
It's not just, yeah.
They got several references here, Marshall County Jail, Fulton County Jail, Callaway County Jail, Graves County Jail, Hopkins County Jail, LaRue County Jail. They got a letter here meeting the insurance requirements. Got a reference letter from 3 different counties. And I guess I'm gonna have to get into the other side of it, Tyler. Maybe it's in this.
That was just all the material, wasn't it?
Maybe the CEO had to do this one. $262,203.
$262,303.
Yeah, 203. 262, 203. And they got an explanation for, in here for their services.
Okay.
Janet, I'm gonna hand you this and you can put it back in that envelope and do whatever you wanna do. Okay, the other one is from Southern Health Partners. A janitor for her sign.
What was the name of that? That was the WKU one? Or what?
Western Kentucky Correctional, or something like that.
And that's for a year.
It's for a year, yeah. And I think that contract starts in August, right?
August.
That starts in August, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
starts 1st of August. Right now, to this point, we got Southern Health Partners
Southern
down
Health
there.
Partners.
till-
Who had that?
We got Southern Health Partners down there right now till the end of July. Okay? So, look like we got 2 copies this time. So, I'll let you dig through that and while I dig through this one.
There was an alternate on this Western Kentucky Correctional Health bid that it says that the facility will utilize a LPN as the supervisor. The proposed price would be $253,920. So $8,000 cheaper.
If you use an LPN.
Yeah.
I still
Okay.
don't understand.
So this is the health, services that are provided at the jail. We contract that out.
Okay, by who though?
Okay, right now, now Southern,
Health
Southern
Partner.
Health Partners, they have the contracting for all of us.
Here, okay, I mean, I'm a doctor.
But nurses, they're basically nurses.
Okay.
And they keep somebody down there basically,
All kind of
well, for like an 8 or 9, 10-hour shift. I forget what the contract says. They're not there 24/7,
but they're there once a day.
every day.
So, I didn't know that.
Yes, and this is what this contract's for.
I've never been here.
Okay, what I'm saying on Southern Health Partners,
233,440.
What was it?
it's 233,440. But again, I would like to see the court.
There you have sense of me looking at it. I'll hand it to y'all. Yeah. Okay.
I would like to see the court table this decision to the next court meeting.
Well, see, I don't understand it all, Thomas. If you got one person down there every day, I don't care if it's a different person.
So right here, average inmate population 150, staff coverage will be 84 hours of nursing per week, 5 a.m. to 6 p.m., minus 1 hour for lunch break, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. A nurse supervisor shall be an RN, medical provider consisting of an MD, NP, and PA, whatever all that is, a minimum of 2 hours on a week, 24 hours, 7 days a week, access to medical provider via a phone or video conference, 4 hours of mental health services per week, provide medication services to inmates, same-day medication delivery, 24/7 on-call pharmacists, provide testing and management for chronic care, provide, appropriate insurance coverages, include pharmacy services to facilities, quarterly medical training to jail staff.
Yeah.
So that's the service. Okay.
I'll,
A little more than just one nurse is there.
I thought you just gonna go down there and sit, wait somebody to get sick.
I'll make a motion that we table, make a decision on this until the next court meeting, giving Jailer Phil Gregory a chance to look at these bids. Because with this stuff, it's not always about cost, it could be what's provided, and so I'd like for the jailer to look at it, and he can work with the judge, and we'll,
Phil should be here, shouldn't he?
well, Phil had a training this morning, so he'll be here next meeting.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Yeah, I'll go on that.
Okay, we had a motion to table this decision until the jailer and myself look at these proposals real close, and a decision be made at the next court meeting. If everybody didn't hear it, I think everybody heard it though.
Yes.
We have a second. Who's second?
Yes.
Jason. Okay, let's, any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, we got that table to the next court meeting to make a decision. The next item of business is the termination of an easement for a school bus turnaround at 298 Morrison Road at Darrell, Kentucky, and I think this is due to, it's not being used, and we had new property owners to buy it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion second to approve the termination. There are no questions. Let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next item of business is what Miss Janet's been here for. And we appreciate you coming, Miss Janet. The courthouse is somewhat open now, and we appreciate you being here. But we got a public hearing scheduled and that's right now. We're adding 278 feet to T-Round Road to the county road system.
Thomas, that's the one you were discussing
Yeah,
about.
that's,
Okay.
that's road, we discussed last two court meetings, as a matter of fact, and Paul's evaluated it. I guess Kelly's been out there, and of course, I think between just years of kind of changing the benchmark of where we start measuring from, and then the new road coming in, it looks like the road that runs in front of this Kemp's property at one time was considered a county road. Paul will affirm that the county does use that even still, because there's no turnaround where the road ends. It's literally, you've got a fence 3 foot on this side of the road and woods on this side about 5 feet. So there's no turnaround, so they pull all the way up to the, basically the barn there, and use that as a turnaround. So, county is using it, so that's 278 feet. Just kind of clear that up. I think that would just, whether you put the 278 feet at the end or at the beginning, I guess it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You're adding 270 feet that takes us from current Highway 100 all the way to the end of Ms. Kemp's property.
Is that a motion?
Oh, yes, sir.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and second to add 278 feet to T-Round Road to the county road system, and is there any questions?
That's posted as T. Green Road, but the legal name, if you look on the map, is Tom Green Road.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay. Janet?
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Gill. Thank you.
Okay, the next item of business is to approve the continuation of the county treasurer's bond for a period of 7/1/21 to 6/30/22, and that's at the cost of $766.55.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, got a motion to approve and got a second. Is there a question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, county, next item of business is to approve the 2021 earthquake insurance renewal quote. I do want to make the court aware that CAECO has bought blanket coverage. If y'all got that there in your folder. New erratic zone. They've purchased $100 million of coverage that's out there, 4 counties in that, which we're not in. We're in a non-new rheumatic zone, which they've purchased $125 million to be shared in case an earthquake happens. If we choose to go that route, it's no cost. But if we choose to keep what we got, let me find the figure.
21,000.
No, 21,000 is for lowering it to 10 million.
23,858.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Last year was
If we choose to
25.
cover the insurance like we got it, it's 23,858, which is down from last year quote. Now we choose to, and that's on 20 million. If we decide to keep 10 million of our own coverage, it's 21,320. And then if we choose to there's another option here somewhere. Let me see. if
When
I
was
got
the
it.
last time we had property damage from an earthquake?
Well, we had, that I know of. If we choose to do 10 million blanket, coverage just on the Justice Center, the Detention Center, and Courthouse, which is just our biggest buildings. The premium would be $18,750, but that'd be the only 3 buildings that would be covered under that.
Courthouse, the Justice Center, jail.
Jail. And that's because they're the most expensive buildings we got. If they came to replace them.
Yeah. Well, I'd be willing just to take your suggestion. What's your suggestion? Recommendation?
Well, surely if something happened around the state, there wouldn't be, surely 125 million would cover it if we wanted to go that route. We've been charging some of this to the Justice Center every year, which it might lower our AOC agreement, you know what I'm talking about, but it's still taxpayers that paying the money.
Right.
I like that no cost.
Yeah.
So it's up to the court.
Thomas?
I mean, we might end up with a disaster, get 5 million, have to spend 5 more somewhere, but any insurance is better than no insurance.
Looks expensive till you have a claim.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm an insurance holder, I'm the wrong guy to ask about that. I'm in favor of the 20 million, the 23,858, and I'll support whatever the court wants to do. I don't mind gambling with my own money, my own funds, but,
That is true.
I'm like you, Jason, when's the last time we even heard of it? It used to be standard coverage. What brought this along? It used to be just included in our cover. When we bought insurance. And then, I don't know, everybody came on board.
It's just another money racket.
We're not going to provide that coverage. So, we had earthquake coverage forever. It's just 10 years ago, whenever Barry came on board, they said, hey, we're no longer going to include earthquake coverage. You're going to have to buy that separate. We went through a whole rigmarole of getting what all our buildings were worth, and so even at 20 million, we are taking some risk. And something hits our buildings, and $20 million wouldn't cover one building. We can cover this building. Really, if you built it back as it was, but we decided to take $20 million and share the risk. Hopefully it's just maybe some structural $5 million worth of damage here, $100,000 damage there. That's how we came up with, hey, we'll just buy $20 million. And that's a blanket cover. We can use it anywhere, any building.
Is that a motion?
It is $25,000 deductible, which,
I wish they changed the deductible to $5,000. But we looked at that before, and there's no big savings.
You want a big savings?
Right, we went and looked at, hey, what's it cost for $25,000 deductible, $100,000, $500,000, and it was pennies there. It wasn't hard, it was only 25.
How much is it for 20,000?
Just basically 24,000 a year. 23, it's down 8% this year. It's $23,858, down 8%.
Is that a motion?
what we gotta do if we, this is something we can't really debate on a whole lot, we're locked in, to making a decision today on this, earthquake coverage. Now, one good thing about it is that, that blanket coverage is out there, and if 20 million didn't cover it, then we could still probably go to CAECO for a balance.
Yeah. Hey, it's whatever.
Do you think we need something big in it?
That's up to this court.
Yeah, I don't just get it.
I don't even think I had it on my home.
I'm an earthquake. I'm gonna make a motion that we keep the policy that we have, the 20 million blanket covered with the $25,000 deductible, and a renewal premium of $23,858. I put that in form.
I'll second.
Okay, now I don't know what the AOC's reaction gonna be on, their payment on it, so I just throw it out to the court. You know what I'm talking about, since, there might
My
be some,
insurance company will pay it, but if you do,
They've got the coverage.
yeah,
It's not like we're charging for something they ain't got. They
Yeah.
got the coverage.
yeah.
Whatever their building's worth is the percentage they should pay.
Okay. I'm fine with the motion. I just want to throw that out there. Did we have a second on that?
Barry?
Barry seconded. Okay, if there's any more discussion on it? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
No.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, we'll keep the coverage the same. Okay, next item of business is the renewal. Is approve the workers' compensation membership agreement with CAECO renewal, and that figures $82,718. And I think we do get somewhat of a discount if we pay it early.
1%.
Motion.
Motion to pay the workman's comp renewal, taking the 1% discount. This is as long as we pay it by 8/1/2021 for $81,890.82.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second by Tyler. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yeah. Okay, next item of business is to approve the CAF renewal for property and liability. This is just our property insurance that don't include the earthquake. And y'all see what the total is, $211,370. It has got to save 1%. If you pay by the due date, that would make it $209,256.30. And this might, we was a day late getting this in the mail. This might be an agreement too, that we, the agreement on this. I just got this on the email, but we didn't get it. And, but this is our car insurance, different things, okay?
So moved.
You will pay it early, right? You
Yes.
pay it early.
You save the 1%.
Second.
Okay, we had a motion second to approve the CAF renewal and property and liability. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to approve the second reading of adoption of an ordinance 21, number 21-230.04, an amendment ordinance of 08-230.03, an ordinance updating compensating plan.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Is there any question? Okay, have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright, Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yeah. Okay, with that being done, Joe, if you want a copy of this, pass it around. Tyler, this is a later item of business. We couldn't really put it in the packet till we made sure that that was approved. It is on the agenda, though. Okay, next item of business is to approve the surplus road tiles
Thank you.
and some used appliances that will be sold at the road department, surplus and sold. If you look at the first one, it says road tiles, some bought with county funds and some were purchased by landowner. The landowner is required to purchase the first road tile for each driveway, and the county installs it in the right of way. The purpose for it, to control water runoff. And it says, as in these, in the picture, all of these road tiles have been replaced and have served their purpose and no value except for scrap. So we need to surplus them and allow them to be sold for scrap.
Make a motion to surplus the road tiles and used appliances and be sold for scrap.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and seconds. Any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Powell, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next is on appliances. And
I think he made.
I did
He
it for
said
both.
both.
So I need to do it separately.
you did both of them?
Yeah.
Okay,
He
well,
does the road.
I think it'll work.
Okay.
Because all of them gonna be sold for scrap. The only thing different, we don't have any money, couldn't have any money in these appliances.
Okay.
Okay. Next item of business is discuss any changes to the Logan County Administrative Code, and I do have a couple that needs to be talked about. This will be something that after Joe gets the feeling of the court, that will be included in the administrative code. We pretty well followed a pattern of anything that might have information on it, send it to those electrical devices that they may contains any count that might contain any private information in the county, that we send them to recycle instead of to an auction sale. And that needs to be put in the administrative code. On gas bids and tire bids, where we reject all bids, there needs to be something put in there that, with that being done, that you, it says reject all bids and negotiate services or bids when more than one is accepted.
And I think you all will recall.
Is needed, I mean. I can't read my own writing.
We did do an e-scrap policy, but I guess we need to reference that in our administrative code too. Amanda, a couple of years ago, pointed out that we're supposed to present this to the court members annually, so we do that every June so that you all can take a look at it. If there was anything else y'all thought needed to be addressed, maybe just take it home, look at it, and we can discuss it at the next meeting. If not, we can make those two amendments at some date in the near future. It's not terribly urgent, since I don't think either one of those things are going to be happening in the next period of time, but just for purposes of not incurring more than one advertising fee, I figure it's best to do it annually all at the same time.
I think on the administrative code, we're only allowed to do it once a year, right? Just,
You can ask, but we gotta present it to the court members in June every year.
yeah.
We've kind of followed a pattern. If we're gonna make changes, to make them all at one time.
Yeah.
I think we discussed that too about the haulers. Is that included in there? You know, we rejected the haulers for the recycle center.
My thought would be to try and describe when we're rejecting something, like when we don't feel it's a competitive bid because it's not a set rate, it's a rate that fluctuates by the market, and do it that way, and we can add the haulers into that as well.
And what other one was the road times? I mean, I didn't know if you could just.
We do it on gas and tires, and the reason we do it on gas, you know, actually, Steve could answer this better than anybody. If electricity or computer goes down one place, they can purchase it at another place. And then road tires, we've done that the last couple of years on kind of availability of the tire when you need it. You know, now if Steve knows that he needs a set of tires for his car, and he can wait a week, that's a different story. But if two tires blow out or something like that, you got to have tires to get that car back on the road. It's due to availability, how quick we can get the tire.
I was just making sure all the others was completed, they were getting it very good.
I'll do my best, because, you know, I'd rather just do it once than have to do it.
That's what I was thinking.
But is there anything else that any of you know about that? And Joe, we might check with Amanda and Karen, see if there's anything that they know of.
Yeah, I will make sure to do that.
Okay, with that being said, if there's no other changes, we'll take this up in the future at one of our court meetings on the changes.
I guess feel free to maybe read over it between now and the next meeting, and if you have anything, just let me know then.
And then after that, we'll try to get one clean copy instead of having amendments. So, okay, next item of business is approving memorandum of understanding between Logan County Fiscal Court and the Pennyroyal Area Development District. And basically what this is, if you read it over, we're talking about the Pennyroyal lad of handling our PDF that we'll put out for the possibility of broadband coverage in Logan County. And we know that we got one person interested in bidding on it, and maybe a possibility of more. But basically, what this is just entering into an agreement because of the location we're in and similar situations with counties on that side with the Oldorf auction. That me and the committee met. We talked to the Pennyroyal lad, and we kind of feel like this is the direction that Logan County Fiscal Court ought to go. Thomas, you and Tyler want to comment on that, any?
I think all this is doing here is, so we're in the Brad district, and the PAD district, they have already done some RFP, RFQ, I think is what they actually called it. They've done this already, and they have a little more experience on the subject. So since we're a Brad district, in order for us to work with the PAD, they're willing to help us. So and help us with our RFQ to put that out. So in order for us to work with them, this is what this is about, because we're a Brad district. So we're.
And basically, this is to be able to broadband, the unserved and underserved areas in the county. Which, that's where the grant that Thomas was talking about for water, I think there's state money out there too that came through the American Rescue Plan. And, and we'll have to see what their proposals are, but I think they're counting on getting a state grant and maybe some of Logan County's, American Rescue money.
So I'll make a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding with Logan County Fiscal Court and Pennyrile Area District Development District, Pennyrile Area Development District.
Second.
Okay, is there any questions? We got to start somewhere, and this looked like it was going to be the simplest place to get started in the town.
That's right.
So, anyhow, any questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to approve the 2021-22 salary list as requested by the auditor. We have to do this every year. This is taking in consideration what you just approved as far as the ordinance a while ago, an amendment updating compensating plan. And this has to be voted on. And it,
Committee reviewed it, and agreed that it's correct.
Yep.
Put that in form of a motion.
Second.
okay, got a motion and a second to approve the salary list. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, discuss any fiscal court requested budget changes for 21 and 22, and tell you the truth, I need to take a little break
Go ahead.
before we're getting started in this. I won't be gone long, but the rest of you, we'll get you back in your chair pretty quick. Get on with this. Okay, I think we lost one, but we're back in session. The item we're going to talk about, discuss fiscal court requested budget changes.
Are we alive?
We ready?
Yes,
Yeah, we're live.
Okay, we're back. I didn't realize we hadn't turned it on yet. We're back in court, and
Yeah, I turned it on.
the item of business we're discussing is requested budget changes by the fiscal court, such as y'all's budget at this time.
All right, I did have a budget change that I'd like to request. As of right now, the Humane Society, we're getting $104,500 from the court each year, and it had been split into 4 payments of, I think, $26,135, and so that would be, and I requested last court meeting to go to a monthly payment. So the monthly payment would be $8,733. So my request of an increase for the animal shelter or for the Humane Society would be to round it up to an even $10,000 a month, which would be $120,000 for the year. So that would be my my proposal to the court, if the court would follow along or have any other suggestions.
So the reason for the increase, what's some of the things that are,
Yeah, I mean, the past 2 years, everything's went up. Last year was a tough year for us due to not having no fundraisers and no donations, but our medical supplies are up, our vet bills are up, labor's up, and I mean, utilities are up, and it's costing a lot more now than ever to run the Humane Society, and it's just, I think we're in desperate need of a bonus, and I got to commend the city of Russellville for increasing their contribution as well.
okay. I mean, I'm okay with it, obviously. I do think, and, you know, we've talked about it some, I would like to see the Humane Society, we might need to address this too in our contract with them. I would like to see them improve on responding to calls, you know, the on-call people. I know they're having a hard time with labor, but when there's animals that are being, you know, mistreated or that are not being fed, you know, I would like to see the Humane Society, the employees making a little more effort maybe on responding to those calls, and you know, also, and I'm sure Humane Society's having labor problems like everybody else right now. I mean, people just not taking jobs, but other than that, I visited out there, Jason, and went yesterday, and they are doing a good job on the inside, keeping it clean. Me and Jason went there a year before, and what the shape the inside was in, it was very clean. Just to let y'all know, and they are doing a good job, a better job keeping the inside cleaner. And I'll also like to say, Jason puts a lot of time in down there. He's, you know, he was on the board, and Jason goes out there on Saturdays and works on trees, and he's mowed, and I appreciate Jason and everything he does out there at Humane Society. He volunteers a lot of time and money, and I do appreciate that. But I would, like I say, the only thing I would say is I mean, I understand that the prices are going up, and on everything, and it's I think what we were paying before may have been a little low, and we were just kind of, you know, building up that it was going to be some increasing. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. And but like I said, the only thing that I would, if you want to take back to the board, and y'all probably have talked about it, is that is that some of the, working with the EOC and stuff, when they get calls on animal abuse or animal neglect, that they could go help those animals be more readily available to do that. And, and they don't have a sworn-in animal control officer. I think that's beneficial for somebody there to have that role. If the board could look into that too, but that's all I got to say about it. I'm okay with it.
I've been getting some calls too. Jason knows that. Like I said, Jason has done make a lot of time and stuff in there, but got other expenses here with it too, though, maintenance of buildings and stuff that we do respond to when they come with it. We're still getting your food donated, Jason?
Yes, sir.
The food's still getting donated. I'd rather do it in a project rather than set the monthly payment up, in my opinion, but I could be persuaded either way, because, I don't know, sure is a big turnover there all the time, I don't know if that's gonna fix the problem. The extra money is gonna fix the problem, it's, try to get a stable, stabilized.
I do think if we looked at other counties' budgets on Humane Society costs, I think 120 is pretty.
Well, this year they haven't been able, this past year they haven't been able to have fundraisers like it normally have.
We had one back
Yeah.
in the winter, but just like yesterday, me and Tyler was there, and we go upstairs, the air conditioner's running, it's blowing cold air, and it's set on 72, but it's 77 in there, and it's 78 degrees outside.
That's what I said, I'd rather fix that issue or do something with that issue, because until you fix that issue, it's still gonna happen.
No, it's always gonna be like that until we get a new facility, and that's the end goal. But right now, we're just trying to get by until that time comes available. I mean, it's kind of a unique situation when somebody can run over a dog, and then just a citizen will call the EOC and then turn it over to Humane Society, then we got to take it to the vet and try to save it, and it costs us $1,500, $2,000. I mean, that's coming out of Humane Society's budget, and it happens all the time. And our vet bills are crazy. And I'm not saying the vets are overcharging by no means. It's just it is what it is. But the operating costs are, and nobody works for $8 an hour no more. I mean, we've had to increase. We've had to make pay raises that we couldn't afford, but we had to keep employees. And like right now, the past 2 weeks, we've only had one animal control officer for 168 hours in a week. So, and because we had one quit, and we got one starting the 10th. It's been an uphill battle the past 2 years, but I think we're finally seeing a little bit of light.
What's your turnover?
The employee turnover, just hard work and low pay.
When somebody goes out to gather up an animal, what is their procedure in doing that?
When somebody does what?
To try to gather up an animal, what is the
The
procedure?
adoption, or you won't be adopted, some adoptions, right?
Are you talking about going to somebody's house?
No, somebody's called you, and you gotta go out and get the file rolled up and you go.
Well, here a good example is what Barry dealt with last week. There's 3 dogs on the road out in his district, and they was, apparently starving to death. They was skinny. You could tell they didn't drop. Well, our animal control officer went out there twice, but the first time she went out there, she couldn't get within 100 foot of them because they ran off in the woods. Well, then the second time she went out there, she got a little bit closer. But if you can't catch them, you can't catch them. So that's just, you just got to do the best you can to lure them in and catch them.
And that's what you want to. A lot of times they're there. They go out together, and then they go.
Yeah.
And they had to come back. Then somebody called them, they had to go back.
Yeah, the response time is if we're on another animal control, if we're on a call in Lewisburg and there's an aggressive dog in Auburn, that dog's going to be gone, like you said, by the time you get there. So response time is crucial, but it's also hard when you just got one officer in one vehicle.
Well, if you got a weapon that's got a gun in it, you know, anything like that.
No, because the girls,
Is anybody that qualified to use one?
No, those girls are not sworn-in officers. They can be, but they're not a sworn officer.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's talking about a tranquilizer.
oh, no.
that's probably a whole nother ballgame.
Yeah, I imagine liability.
Oh, gosh, yeah. That'd be crazy.
Was that first one?
Yeah, tranquilizer liability.
And it takes a lot of money to try to get to no kill shelter status, and that's 90% turnout rate, and we've teetered on that mark for years now, and we've been under it several times. So, and that's what the county wants. The county wants a humane society. We want to be as humane as we can, and that's what the citizens of this county want. So, we're gonna have to support it and figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah, we don't live in the times anymore of get your dog and you got 7 days and put it down. We don't live in those times no more. That's not what we're supposed to do, I don't think. And I think, and again, like I said, I think the Humane Society has done a good job as much as they can with the help, situation and the money they get. And I know Jason's put in a ton of time, and I do appreciate that.
There's a lot of people that have, y'all put a lot of members that's really kicked in and overtime.
We're starting to build up a good board. We've got a good board now, and we've got some positions filled on the board, so it's coming along.
Yeah, okay. Well, you putting that in the form of a motion to increase that to 120?
Yeah, I'll put it in the form of a motion to raise the line item for the Humane Society contribution from $104,500 to $120,000 to be paid out on a monthly basis of $10,000 a month.
I'll second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second, and it's to raise the Humane Society contribution to $120,000 and to be paid out monthly at $10,000 a month.
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all heard the motion, you got the second, so, any other questions? Any more concerns? Is that still gonna make it tight?
It'll always be tight. I mean, a huge part of our budget's donations, so, but it'll work.
Well, animals or something that we need to take care of. I say take it up to number 5.
How that works.
What's that?
That even 10 was kind of,
Yeah, that's fine.
I didn't hear you, Jack.
He said take it up another $5,000.
Well, we got a motion on the floor. They can amend the motion, but,
you still good with your motion? I mean, I'm okay with the 120.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with $120,000.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Though. Appreciate the concern.
Well, it's not that I don't want to do it, I just thinking that the scenario you said about the heating and cooling, that's not going to change until you fix it.
No, it's
I mean, that money still, you're still going to have that extra expense on electric, I guess what you'd say, until you fix that issue. I mean, but
And it's the same
you know,
way
I
with the
know that
propane.
you can, there's got to be a way to fix that. I mean, even if it's temporary.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, we spent an hour out there yesterday, and we walked around, and there's all these individual projects that need to be done. But at what point do you stop throwing money into that building? I don't know.
On the air situation, we was over there, and I don't know if y'all have ever seen those little floor, like they're on wheels, but it's a floor air conditioner, and you got the little pipe goes out the window, and you can.
They're not efficient, though.
What's that?
They're not efficient.
It'd be more efficient than the other one running all the time, maybe. We've had to use them for supplemental air before.
Supplemental.
Yeah. Well, this is what that would be unless I don't know what it would cost to fix the air down there. I guess it would be $8,000 to $10,000.
It's got new ductwork.
Is that in the office? We're talking about in
Yeah,
the office.
Oh, the
right?
office, yeah.
It's got new ductwork, and it's got a new unit. It's just the insulation.
I thought we put ductwork in there just.
Yeah, it's got new ductwork
Yeah,
and a new
that's
unit.
right. We did some stuff to it last year.
Yeah.
When Amanda was still here.
Well, y'all got a motion, it's,
But
I mean, it's just, I like to fix some of that issue instead of, and we tried, evidently we've tried new ductwork, but there's gotta be something that
Yeah. I hear what
it's
you're
not
saying.
exactly right. Is either wrong size or we have a major insulation leak or.
Yeah.
oh, I agree with you 100%.
I hear what you're saying.
And it's like we talked about yesterday. I mean, if we decide to build a new building tomorrow, it's going to be 2 years before it's done, and we're going to have to deal with what we've got for the time being.
I still think that the cost will be there, even if when we do a new facility or we fix the problems. I think y'all's monthly costs and y'all's yearly costs are still going up. So, I mean, that's why I'm in favor of the 120, because I think that that your costs are going up. Your regular costs that are still going to be there, you know, regardless if we fix some of the small problems or not. So,
They need to look at a maintenance line item for that building.
Panels still in good shape.
The what?
Panels.
Yeah, for the most part.
so you're saying maybe if you took away 10 of the 120 and do 10,000 separately for
I
maintenance?
wouldn't want to take away any
Okay.
of that, but
I
I
got you.
would, like right now, I don't even know what page it's on, but there is some, there is another line item.
Page 8.
Okay, page
You
8.
talking about as far as the animal shelter?
Yeah, animal shelter supplies, $500, which I don't think we ever asked for any of that. And then, vehicle maintenance, $2,500, which I think we spent like $500 on in the past year, but,
Yeah. So you're saying maybe if you add
if we just had a maintenance fund where I showed you 5 doors that don't close. They don't close and shut, and I know that's where
It's where
we're
the
getting
buildings
off
move and
topic,
the-
but I'm
yeah.
just saying that,
Well, we've got a maintenance line item in the budget for other county buildings,
yeah.
and that's where it's been coming out of.
Okay, as long as we've got money in there for it to come out of, because definitely over the next 6 to 8 months, there's stuff that's got to be fixed. We can't let stuff go on any longer.
What's that now?
Well, none of the doors shut and lock. All the metal door casings and stuff, they're all, like this, some dude came and fixed one of them, but there's 4 more that don't shut and lock on the new part that they built.
And that's those metal doors?
Yes, the metal doors. Yep.
Got a motion in a second. Ready to roll?
Yeah, we're ready to vote on it.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
I'm gonna vote yes, but I think I'd rather spend it on creating problems. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
I see what you're
Golden.
saying, Mary.
No.
Chick,
I'm gonna vote no, but the motion passed. Okay?
Thank y'all.
I'm just in favor of fixing the overall problem, which I know is bad. I sat on this court for 4 years, asking the Humane Society hard for 4 years. Come up with a plan and implement the plan, and they won't do it. And I'm not in favor of giving any more money until they do it.
And I
And I'm 100% for this on Humane Society.
Oh, I know where you're coming from.
I don't advocate for them, and I want to spend money in real money. Another $10,000 is not asking.
Right. Oh, I know, and I know where you're coming from, but I mean, when you can't keep employees and you can't keep directors, I mean, you can't go to the community and say, hey, we need $250,000 to help us build a new building when you can't run what you got.
Grab that bull by the horn and thank God for it. Until then, 120 is gonna turn into 150, 150 is gonna turn into 160, and you're gonna be fighting the same problem.
Well,
You just can't make chicken salad out of it.
I know. But in the end, it's still cheaper than what the alternative would be. And so we're just gonna have to throw a,
And I'm not for cheaper, after, I'm for just get it right.
well, the alternative would be the county taking it back over if the Humane Society couldn't continue. And we're climbing a hill and we're gonna be at the top here pretty soon.
And I appreciate, truly, I appreciate your love with that, I sure will do that. I'm gonna turn over crazy, do a lot of emotional phone calls there. I got my first one this year, the other day, this week.
Yeah.
I got one too this
One that
week.
y'all got, you know, but it's very nice, they were not mad, you know, they had a complaint about the shelter, but it was a legitimate complaint, they had a very professional about it. So I
Is
can-
that, is that over that dog right here?
Something about a dog being here, by the time I
Yeah.
got the message and called back, it would be taken care of, that's all I. Anyhow, I mean, that has nothing to do with my decision is, so we have a plan, and, you know, I want to put something in action to get this thing resolved and fixed. Something we can all be proud of, that's the whole thing I'll take to give them.
Well, again, I appreciate the time and the effort you're putting into it, but I think there needs to be some kind of plan of what we're gonna do with it, you know what I'm talking about, you know. But again, like I said, I appreciate what you're doing and what your main side is doing. And I know it's been difficult to keep board members and employees both out there.
Jason, the as far as your regular costs, your electric bill, your water bill, your employees' costs, your insurance costs, your et cetera, that's not going to go down, right?
No, it's about $200,000,
So
maybe more.
the reason why you're asking for a little more money is because those costs are going up, and we're just going to help you offset that some. So
Right.
that's why.
Yeah, just a
that's
little
why
bigger Band-Aid.
I'm in favor. Yeah, and I agree with Thomas and Barry. That place needs to be replaced. I mean, it is not a sufficient building for what we need in this county. And I agree. I wish we had a plan in place, but I also understand that you've had a lot of turnover on directors, and that's not easy to put a plan in place when you've got how many directors have you had since we've been on court? I think 3, right?
Yeah.
So it's really hard until you get somebody out there that's dedicated and stays to get some ducks in a row. I mean, it really is.
And like I said, we've got a good board. We're headed in the right direction. We just need just a little more help.
All right.
Okay, well, you got it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, is there any more budget discussions?
I got something, Judge. It's not a big thing, but so I know there's some people that don't agree with, or maybe not think it's effective to spray for mosquitoes, and for us to be involved in that a whole lot. But I would like to see us be more aggressive
We're still on
on
court.
spraying for
We're still in
mosquitoes
court.
and spraying, and which also helps with other
Okay,
insects.
I got you.
Because the way we're doing it now, we might as well just not do it, because we're doing it at the end of the season, you know, a few weeks before it starts turning cold. So I mean, I don't mind doing it. I just think we're wasting our time with the state program. Unless we do it different schedule, unless we can do it twice with them a year, do it early on and then do it, you know, mid to late. But, I mean, I get tons of calls and tons of requests, you know, and I agree with them, that we need to do some more on mosquito spraying, and we need to do some more on that subject, because, I mean, I know some people say, oh, it don't really help. Well, they still making mosquito sprayers, and they still making the chemical, and the state still supports their program. So if it don't work, then why is it still this market? So I don't know if it needed to make a change in the budget to allow for some more money to be spent on if we need to get a sprayer. I think maybe the state has even offered before to give us the chemical. Is that not right? Has that not happened before?
I thought they offered,
What's that? Yeah.
I thought they would give us a sprayer and the chemical. Is that not ever mentioned?
I don't know if it's an official thing or not,
No, it
maybe,
was just-
but maybe they.
You still gotta have somebody certified.
You gotta have somebody certified, and the liability is the two biggest things.
Okay.
Liability and certification.
So we had to have liability insurance for it.
Well, I don't know if Kate would have to talk with Cato. I don't know. Does the city still spray for
Yeah.
mosquitoes? Does Mark and them spray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we can talk with them and see, but if their Cato insurance covers for that or not, I don't know.
Okay. Well, the county had a sprayer and we gave it to the city.
Ponds all out through the city. Be careful.
And,
Big nose.
If
I don't
you've
know.
got some areas, we can go ahead and turn some areas in. You know what I'm talking about, you know,
My areas are all areas. I don't like that zone stuff. My areas for mosquito spraying are all areas in the county.
you be careful there because
Unless somebody says that you don't want them to do it on their property.
that's,
I know it's probably what you're gonna say. With bees, I guess, and stuff like that. I mean,
bees is the first word.
yeah.
What to do on
The black flies are bad, and mosquitoes are bad in certain areas. But just maybe we need to check in, but I don't know, is there, the state will do it, like I said, you can turn them in, the state just need to do it early. And, but they can't just start at one road and go to the other road anymore. They have to have physical addresses and telephone numbers
Mm-hmm.
For probably liability reasons.
for liability reasons.
And they'll always spray out on the road.
Yeah, I mean,
we
unless you're
could do
way
the same
off the road,
thing.
but it all goes back to liability. You sprayed in front of my house and I don't want it sprayed because I got something, whatever. I got something I'm protecting. So it all goes back to liability.
Yeah, like you said, maybe that's something we can check in on with ask the city of Russellville and see what they do. If they have to
Yeah,
get,
I don't really know how that works, I mean, because I guess they spray the whole city limits.
They do.
I guess, I mean, so maybe we just need to check in on that just a little bit.
okay. And it might not be enough cost. I mean, we'll have a little more, some labor costs. Somebody might have to work overtime or something to do the spraying, but unless they substitute some hours, so maybe it's not something that we need to make a change to the budget, but if we did, I want to bring it up just in case, so.
I really don't think it'd be a big change to the budget, it's just unless it's insurance related.
Yeah.
Because you could take
well, if
4 hours every 2 weeks and pretty much cover,
Mhm.
and they just have comp time for that.
Right.
If somebody's available.
Right.
one or two of the counties are doing this. They get a lot of requests whenever somebody's got an outside event at their house.
Whether they got mosquitoes or not.
Yeah.
I mean, we get a lot of calls that sometimes I wonder if they actually have mosquitoes that they.
And
just
there's very few counties doing it, but I'm just,
I've never been anywhere in the county, visited anywhere that I ain't had a mosquito on me. I'm just going ahead and tell you. I mean, I don't know where you can go in Logan County and not. That's just me. But I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all might not agree with me.
I got about 10 purple martin birds, and I don't see no mosquitoes till about the first of middle of August.
It would be nice if it was a service the county
But I
would
don't
offer.
think, you just check into it, I don't think it'd be a big budget item.
Okay.
Whatever it would say.
Well, the biggest thing be labor.
What's that?
Biggest thing be labor.
Right, and then, like he said, they might want to do some comp time or something to do it, you know.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
I'm just saying, you know, that's where the biggest expense come in.
Yeah.
Because, that's just like, trimming these trees on, county roads with that sight on.
Yeah.
When we bought that thing, everybody hated that machine. We had to go back and sweep the roads and pick up the big chunks. And there's not 2 days that go by that somebody's not calling me, when you gonna trim our trees again? You know what I'm talking about? And that's a piece of equipment that's in high demand, you know what I'm talking about? And we just have to tell them we'll get to it as soon as we can.
Okay, well, I just want to throw it out there. Anybody got anything else to say about it?
Well, it's one of those, like Joe said, one of those pieces of equipment, if you had it, you use it every day during that season, I guess. You know, question is cold, when we get in the mosquito spraying business. It's really not a monetary question. I think it's very little impact to the cost, like Barry said. You know, equipment's not that expensive. I feel confident the state will give us the chemical, because it's saving them money, right? Now
Well,
we have the labor, but.
They've offered that on account because they really ain't got time to do it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's getting a little more difficult to get them
You're
to.
gonna have to ask yourself, this court, you gotta ask yourself,
If
if you're
it-
getting mosquito spraying them.
If we started our own service, they'd cut us off pretty quick, I'm sure.
But, you know, it's something we wanna get into. I think we ought to sit down and put some guidelines down, maybe, you know. Like Barry said, I hate to start having a fire sprayer out there beside somebody who's going to have a birthday party outside for junior, you know. I mean, not against that, but are we gonna start doing it? You know what I'm saying? You know, well, hey, we went down to Barry's district and sprayed for that birthday party, now Tyler's got a birthday party going on, why don't you spray for me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just don't get in the mosquito spraying business without some foundations of what we need to do and how we're gonna address it.
Yeah, I don't think the event thing, I think that's a bad road to go down.
I do that.
Now, just a spray.
Now, public events, different.
Yeah, it's different.
Like something at the park,
Yeah.
you know, have a tobacco festival
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah, but just going, you know, first of the season and end of the season, doing it twice, that's all I'm saying.
Doing it on our time schedule when we want it. We're not waiting
Yeah,
on somebody
it is
else.
getting more difficult, it seems like, you know, to do the thing we've been doing, but
Well, don't fool yourself, you can't do it after dark or you'll kill a honeybee.
all right, I know it. Yeah, we can't be killing Thomas's bees. What's that?
Okay, is there anything else that any of you want to talk about before we? Because at the next court meeting, we'll be doing the final reading on the budget, and there will be some budget changes. You know, I'll have to let you know about that. If not, we need to go in closed session to
Was there
talk
anything else
about
on the budget?
an issue under KRS 61-810-1C, a discussion of proposed or pending legislation.
I had one more little thing, Judge, sorry.
Okay.
And it's another minor thing, I think, but on the road budget with the trees, where we could have some budget for cutting down some trees, I've got a few spots that is probably gonna, you know, if we do some road widening and stuff like that, it's gonna need some trees cut. And also, there's been a tree, since I've been magistrate, that is a dead tree right next to the road that's in a bunch of lines and stuff that our guys don't need to be fooling with. It'll probably take, I think it's $3,000 in the budget for cutting trees. It'll probably take $3,000 just to cut that one tree.
What line is it?
And what's that?
Electric line?
I think it's AT&T. Good luck.
Falls on the line.
Yeah.
Hey, Judge, I got a tree I need cut too.
So I don't know. I thought maybe we might need to increase that a little bit to allow a little more tree cutting, and also not to put that on our guys, you know, if it's a liability thing, we hire somebody to do it with some insurance.
What page was that through? I can't find it.
I don't know.
What does the line item say? Or do you know?
Contract labor, I think.
Contract labor? Road contracted services, other maybe? I thought it specifically said tree.
I thought it did too, but I don't have it. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there again.
I've got a tree
I
on
mean,
Peach Orchard Road that's this big around that we pave around. It comes into the road that far. We literally pave around it. Well, Kay was up here a while ago. It's by her house. It's been paved around for years.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Thomas ain't got no gravel. He ain't got no trees near the road. He's just sitting over there
He
laughing.
don't care about no trees.
I feel his pain. I feel his pain.
So,
You got 278 feet to pave.
yeah.
Just put it on.
All right, so I mean, if we got a few more trees we want done this year, Joe, you think we need to increase that, or can we have somewhere else we can take it from?
We usually, we have run into that, and we usually had a spot in the budget
Okay.
that we could take money from.
Okay. Well, if we got somewhere else, to do it, then that's
You know,
okay.
The problem we have, sometimes, with trees that are sitting on the landowner's property.
But it's in the
You know what I'm talking
county's
about,
right
yeah.
of way. Does that matter?
Well, the limb might be, you know what I'm talking about, you know. And lots of times it's just a call like that, and we take down several trees a year.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Now, that one that you're talking about, we'd have to get with AT&T, you know what I'm talking about, to see. Because if we decide to tear it down and tear that line, then we got a problem.
Well, if you pay somebody with insurance to do it, then we won't have to worry about it. We'll let them handle that part. But if you're paying somebody that cutting trees every day, they probably not going to get that line cut down. I mean, they know what they're doing. I'm not saying our guys don't know how to cut trees down, but when you're talking about something that's a difficult tree to get or something, you know,
Well, that's what that line item for, is where we have to hire an outside contractor.
yeah.
He had to go to a doctor's appointment.
Gravity's gonna take care of, and it's gonna hurt it, but.
Yeah.
I think there's money in the budget to address things on the as-needed.
Okay. All right. I'm good with it then. I just
I
want to bring
think
it
you
up.
just want to make sure when you need it.
I just want to make sure when I need it that it's going to be there. All right. That's all I got. Yada, yada, yada.
Is the litigation?
Was it the litigation, KRS?
It's KRS 61810-1C, discussions that, or proposed or pending legalization.
I put that in forward motion.
Second.
Okay, let's have roll call. I'm trying to put
Davenport?
everything back up.
Yes.
Crosley? Wright?
Yes.
Harper?
Yes.
Golden?
Yes.
Chick?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You got the sheet?
Yeah, we made it back down.
Am I ready?
Yep.
I make a motion to allow the judge to enter a memorandum of understanding with our privately retained counsel.
Second.
Enter into a memorandum.
With our privately retained counsel.
Okay, who seconded it? Tyler.
Yep.
Okay, talk about this and this, got a motion for the county to enter into a memorandum of understanding with our privately retained counsel on this, settlement. Is there any question? If not, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
We received a quote that I want to give every one of you. I think I handed them out backwards. For some possibility of some services that we move forward with the building, and this got to be done because this is part of it. I just want y'all to look at that, we'll take it up at the next court meeting.
Just FYI, that's already been done work for us before. The judge and I talked, about this, about getting somebody to inspect the building across the street, so this is what this is. So that involves you'll read it, but it involves a structural engineer, it involves the architect services themselves, a plumbing and HVAC mechanical inspection. And so it was pretty in-depth, so as you can see, it's $10,000. Quite a bit of money, but I guess on the other hand, some of those things will have to be done anyway after we buy it, so keep that in consideration. And also, it's really good practice that you invest the money before you take ownership of it, so think of it as a really cheap insurance policy.
Yeah.
I'd hate to find a $500,000 problem after we bought it. I don't foresee there being a $500,000 problem. I don't see there being a $100,000 problem, unknown problem. But,
Can we not just take action on this right now?
well,
I think that we need to have it on the agenda somewhere. If we didn't get it till late yesterday.
Okay. I just delay 2 more weeks, but it's,
It's a professional service, so technically.
you don't have to bid it, that's correct.
Right. But we can just vote to allow REB to do it.
well, I mean, if the judge wants it on the agenda, we'll just.
Huh? Oh, okay, so you want to wait till the next meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to give it to y'all to look at.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I didn't understand that part. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
Joe, did you find out anything about the appraisal?
I actually printed it out during this meeting, so I didn't get a chance to see exactly what the requirements of it are, but there's a statute that links to the appraiser statutes that says somebody of this quality, so I should have that. Were you wanting to do that today? Because I don't know that we could have
No.
verified that they met that, but I did.
Well,
Did print that out.
Try to find it.
Yeah.
That could be, some very professional services too.
Correct.
Was you mentioning that other deal? Was you going to mention that other deal we talked about?
We, let me, see if I can get a little more research on
Okay.
that before,
All right.
before I do that.
Tyler?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn. Is that okay, Judge? We good now?
Okay, yeah, before we leave, I've got some, elected officials and, department heads that would like to meet with, employee committee, one of them at some time or another. So that's one reason I asked him to stay, and I've got something else I need to talk to both of y'all about before you leave. I want to talk to that committee, you know. So, and I really don't know what can be done. They've talked to me, but that's not
Okay.
All right, I'll second that motion.
All right.
okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn. Any questions? Sounds okay.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Golden.
Yes.
Chick,
Gonna wake up, Jack? You awake?
Thank y'all again for helping us out.
Will you drive home?
100%.